Hello and welcome to Downunder The Ring podcast. I am your host, the Warship, and today I'm joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Phid McAwesome and Betson, the voice of Victorian professional wrestling, I hear, actually.
Whether they like it or not.
Hey, look, it's, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's going to be
just
the anthem.
by absolute quantity. Not quality,
Hey, look.
quantity.
You are, by the two greatest words in the English language that quote The Simpsons, default. You are by default.
That is correct. It's like how I'm the default, the only host of the host of the only Australian PlayStation podcast because there's no other fucking making
no
one.
Hey, we should start one, Finn. Let's just say he can't say it anymore.
Yeah, we'll just be like the other.
With our own.
For the other players, the podcast.
For the other players.
The non-Ryan's pod.
Yeah, I know.
But
you can come on every now and again. But if there are
you
two
can bring
Ryans,
Dookie
you
on,
can't
but
be
you
on.
Yeah.
I think that's a good plan. We're stupid today.
It's good.
We've got a whole bunch to talk about, I
It's been
guess.
a week, 2 weeks?
It feels like way more than 2 weeks, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Only been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's so much has happened in the last 2 weeks.
Fuck yeah, it has.
So
How
much.
are you going, Fid? We started bullshitting about fucking Voices of Wrestling. How's things with you? Because everyone knows you're on the move
I
and stuff.
publicly talk about this now. Things have been absolutely chaos for me because I am preparing to move countries.
It's just casual.
Yeah, just casual.
It's a small thing to do.
People have noticed that the background is no longer real; it's virtual. That's because
This is
in
the
reality,
new kayfabe, his background.
yeah, that's because in reality this room is now empty, which is why I'm also a little bit echoey. But yeah, I'm getting ready to move countries, moving to New Zealand in under 4 weeks now.
Jesus.
So crazy. Can you push the button? Drop the veil just for a second. I want to see that green screen.
I can't. Dude,
No,
I'm not even a green screen at the moment.
It's a blanket.
I chucked a blanket up. I'll see if I can.
When we start, for those playing at home, when we started the call, it was just Fid and I because Shippy was munching on some foods.
Yeah.
And Fid's like, am I echoey? I'm like, yeah. So he, using a blanket and a clothes rack,
Beautiful.
has
And it's going to take
makeshift
ages
sound.
for my virtual background to kick in again because
And now you look
the
stupid,
software
and that's
sucks.
unfortunate. What about you, Betson? Drop yours. Let's reveal your real place as well. That's clearly AI. I don't believe that for a split second.
I'm AI this entire time.
Look, I've never thought anything else other than that, honestly.
So life's been absolute chaos, but things once I get back to New Zealand, slowly things will start getting back to some normalcy, and it's going to be awesome. So
It was an interesting decision for you, Fid, to want to move back to New Zealand right now because we have a bunch of Australian wrestling coming up.
Yeah.
Like both
timing
WWE
is
and
not
AEW are kicking in a gear, and you're like, I'm going to go to New Zealand where they're not.
yeah.
Selfish is what that is.
Yeah.
For them.
And saying
They
that,
didn't consider. How did they not consider you at all?
I know, right? Now, it's been a crazy basically since Friday. Was it Friday or Thursday or Friday? We started getting sort of whispers that AEW were getting ready to make an announcement. We started getting leaked info. Some of the info was accurate. One of the pieces of info, by the sounds of it, was accurate, but had to change due to legality. So we can talk about that. But yeah, so AEW coming back to Australia. We already knew they did announce earlier this year during the show in Brisbane that they were coming back to Australia. They did leave it pretty vague and said they were coming back to Australia. They didn't say they were coming back to Brisbane.
So at the time, after the show, you and I was chatting and was speculating. I believe the pod's up or the video's up. More like it would make sense for them to do the coast, like bit by bit, just work their way down.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we got some leaked information, including a PDF from somebody internally. And it was internally, it was going to be Sydney and Melbourne. It looked like Melbourne was locked in. However, from what I understand, this announcement that happened over the weekend, which was WWE going to Melbourne, was intentionally done to block AEW from being able to do Melbourne.
Yeah.
Damn. Because like in a lot of ways, not just because I'm here, like it does feel like Melbourne is kind of at least the home for Australian wrestling in a lot of ways. From a purely, once again, not by quality, by default, by pure quantity. Because there are so many fucking promotions here in Victoria.
There's almost a show every weekend there.
Oh yeah, I work most of them. It's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, like I know Sydney obviously has big hitters with the likes of PWA, etc. And then South Australia is clearly on the rise with like RCW, a lot of that, and even EPW over in Perth is getting a lot of love. But it would make sense that Melbourne, if they could block Melbourne for that little bit longer, there's always an appetite in Victoria.
Yeah. I as someone who's worked most of the shows around the country, I would definitely put Perth, Melbourne, and Adelaide in the top 3 of the conversation, with Sydney as a very close fourth.
But for an international like AWWE, it's Sydney and Melbourne are the answers. Brisbane was a bold choice. Perth's still a bold choice.
Yeah, look, I don't understand why Perth does what we do. I don't know why we get everything. Like, I don't understand that at all. From a
WA's got money, got my money.
WA has paid for it. That's my understanding, and a substantial amount of money to have the rights essentially to it. But at the same time, from a logistics standpoint, they would have to cut everything so far. That being said, they do use local stuff as well. Yeah, but for their whole production, that's just crazy.
Yeah, and so. Yeah, essentially, that from what I understand, that's what's happened is WWE's gone, we already have Rod Laver Arena. We've got in our contract that Rod Laver Arena can't do pro wrestling for another 6 months after we've been there. So AEW had to switch gears and they've gone back to Brisbane for a second year, which is not a bad thing. That venue was...
It's a great venue.
Like, it was a great venue. It was an intimate venue. It was awesome. It looked great on TV. But... I can't wait to see TV being filmed at Kudos Bank Arena. I've been saying for a long time that venue would be the best venue for a big arena show in Australia, because it's just set up. It looks like an American arena, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to look great on TV.
Yeah. No, look, I agree. Also, this is a sidebar. Intimate. What a lovely way, right, of saying it. It's like I got intimate arms. Like they're not little arms. They're very intimate. Very,
they're close.
I've got intimate arms.
I think I have intermediate between both of you.
Somewhere in there. Quick sidebar, because that's got nothing to do with anything we talk about. But I hit 140 on a bench for one yesterday.
Well done.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous, but it's because we're working really hard at the moment too. So I guess I didn't really talk about, like, for me, because we kind of went, hey, what you guys doing? Hey, what you guys doing?
We'll bullshit around the Australian dates, and then we'll come back to your Shippy.
Yeah,
and then
let's do that.
You can have ultimate Shippy time.
No, it's okay. I don't need a lot of time. But yeah, when it comes to the shows,
like it's 12 months almost to the day. Because it was the 13th of February, and this is the 14th and 15th. The 14th is Brisbane being essentially an AEW house show, with the televised show being the one in Sydney.
Yeah, I believe they're going to do same as what they did in Brisbane, which is they're going to film
Ring Honor and stuff as well,
for Collision, stuff for Dynamite, and I have no doubt that they'll probably film ROH as well. They did, unless they do ROH filming during House Rules,
which would make sense.
But look, I'm excited. More professional wrestling coming to the region, right? It's just awesome. It's great for local wrestlers that are able to get exposure. It's great for the fans, and without saying too much, I know they're going to be ramping up marketing this year as well. So hopefully that can bring in more people to watch those shows and get more interest, because they've now got 2 stadiums to fill, or 2 arenas to fill, whereas they had one.
It's interesting. Like, we know that they can fill relatively like the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, but that was when there were no other city stops. So a lot of people flew into Brisbane for that show. Could they fill it this time? I don't know. Especially, I think most people would prioritise Sydney.
You're going to have
because I would.
You're going to have to pull in casual fans and WWE fans.
Yeah.
Right? So can they do that? Let's see.
The thing is, though, is the real big thing is for WWE particularly is they've still got a couple of $1 billion of debt, right, that they've got to cover. They'll be able to cover that in both of those shows, considering the tickets are like $30,000 a piece. So I reckon by the end of the shows here in Australia, they'll be fine. There'll be no debts. Everything will be paid off. The TKOs, it'll be all good because this is me saying it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy expensive. The house show in Melbourne that they've just announced, what was that, the 15th?
Yeah.
Of September? October, sorry.
October, yeah.
That there's going to be a lot cheaper from what I understand, to the point where as soon as it started surging today, they pulled ticket sales and they've deferred it till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I think tells them that they're going to might alter that surge.
Yeah,
because and it does appear there was a bit of a backlash to it. I know there was within our group. We're like, whoa, and I haven't checked socials, but I'm pretty confident everyone's like, this is dumb because they went up from like almost twofold.
Yeah. Justifiably so. Like justifiably so that people are crashing out because there's a mortgage in that. Like you're paying serious money to go see a wrestling show and this is your one and only Shippy plug Australian wrestling, you can see just as good a show, if not better, for not even a tenth of the price.
Yeah.
During
all those promotions we mentioned earlier, like MCW, PWA, RCW, Renegades of Wrestling, like there are promotions out there that deliver high-ass quality value shows.
The Super Show in Perth,
yeah,
last year was the highlight of my weekend. That was such a great show.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people came back with that too. A lot of feedback that I got being so closely affiliated to EPW, like spending the majority of my career there. A lot of the feedback from it is that was the show. People who I know about EPW and have been a part of it, and alumni for it, they would message me and they're like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know this was better than the WWE show."
Yeah.
Like there are wrestlers that I follow now from that show, like Jesse Lambert, Tuckman. Was Mr.
Tuckman.
Peterson I saw recently somewhere, and that popped me really hard. Right? Oh no, but like I saw him at EPW, right? Like
yeah.
We also saw him at the AEW show.
We did.
So that's the thing too, is that I got a question when it comes to the wrestling shows. Everyone's saying it's only going to be good, right, to have more wrestling here. But my question is that does that hit a point where they're bringing a fight into our backyard where it becomes bad for us? Where we get an oversaturation?
I think as long as we're separating states like we are at the moment, it's not a bad thing, right? Mm-hmm. So not everybody can afford to fly 15 million hours over to Perth, and the same going the other way. So I think at the moment, the fact that you've got WWE focusing solely on Perth at the moment, then you've got AEW focusing on the East Coast, and look, they could switch that up in a year's time and go the other way where Perth does AEW and WWE does Sydney and misses out on Melbourne again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from where I sit, one thing about saturation, because like I said, living and working in the state that has per capita like the most amount of wrestling promotions in the country, we do hit a point of saturation here already. Like shows that I work are impacted if there's one or two other shows on at the same night, right? Yeah. And even though they are the cheaper shows, right, they just go to whoever's more local. Having the likes of WWE and AEW, etc., come into the space, I think it impacts, but in different ways. An example for myself is, I've talked about this before, is I don't really watch AEW much anymore because I get all the wrestling that I like from the indies that I work. So I get my fix there. But what I watch WWE for is the extravagance. It's the pomp and circumstance. It's all the things that none of these promotions can deliver for me.
Because WWE
exactly. And I'm sure, like, apart from if anyone, go check out fucking MCW's Ballroom Brawl that they did at the Melbourne Pavilion. Holy fuck. What a incredibly well produced show.
Is it on YouTube?
Like, it is. It's on YouTube for free, and it is stunning, and also it's really good. Actually, really good show too. It's I worked at that venue when Renegades and GCW did the show.
Yeah,
and MCW like made it look next level. It was remarkable.
Yeah.
So having WWE come in, I don't think impacts it in that way, unless you planned on putting wrestling on that same time. Thankfully, it's the middle of a week. So it's a Wednesday, so it's not going to impact anyone too much. But it depends on the appetite of the area.
Yeah.
Where, like, if AEW, like I flew to Brisbane early this year to go to it. Am I going to go to Brisbane next year? No. Will I get to Sydney? I'll try. But it's because, like, what I wanted to get out of AEW is I wanted to see Kenny, I wanted to see Edge, I wanted to see Ospreay. Like, I kind of hit all the beats that I really wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to rush.
Yeah.
Where Perth is like, I get a SmackDown, I get a pay-per-view, I get Raw.
You missed an important name off that list as well.
Was it, sorry?
You missed an important name off that list when it comes to you.
Yeah.
My favourite story from that AEW show was Cope. And you.
Oh! Yeah. Yeah. You know, man, I got to finally see Edge / Cope, and like that was cool. And then part of the big reason with Perth is I'm getting to see John Cena. Like,
and
even though I'm a relatively a newer fan than to both of you, to be able to go there and just hear that, those horns like in an arena, I'm going to cry.
I'm gutted. I'll be honest. The only thing I am gutted for is I've never seen Cena live, and I would have loved to have seen him on the Farewell Tour. Is what it is. Can't make it, but what an awesome experience for you guys.
Yeah, and looking forward to, like, what we're going to talk about later with Clash in Paris, to me, the way I see we're going to get that, I might even get my dream Rhea versus Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
That would be lovely.
Big wins for Betson.
Yeah,
it gives me it gives me something that none of the other places do. And I think for most people that consume wrestling, they mostly consume WWE.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it's like from a saturation standpoint. I think for us that are like deeply in it, yes, but to the average person, I don't think so.
Yeah,
yeah.
So like even with the whole announcement of the Melbourne WWE show, part of me goes, is it them trying to stunt AEW from hitting Melbourne in the next 6 months, or is that them going, we didn't get enough ticket sales over in Perth this year compared to last year. We can easily book a venue here in Melbourne. A couple of days later, it's Raw. It's like it's going to be a Raw base show, and we'll get, because I'm not saying PAX Australia has a big enough impact to notice, but what's the capacity of that building in Perth? It's like 15,000.
Yeah.
So let's just say 2,000-3,000 people don't, which is minuscule numbers in PAX side. If they notice that there's such a decreased ticket purchase because of prices, and they see the biggest gaming convention in the Southern Hemisphere is at the same time across the country, I think part of it is just we need to make up the money for doing those shows.
Yeah. They could potentially, you never know.
Like, I think then the tactical advantage, because seeing WWE as of late with their counter booking against AEW, they seem that they'd be petty.
I was having discussions with the guys at PAX as recently as 2 weeks ago and about wrestling content, because they were very aware that they were on at the same time as Crown Jewel. And they were like, how do we keep these wrestling fans at our event rather than going to the pub to watch the event?
Yeah.
So
at least, I guess, in that sense, I get what you're saying when it comes to oversaturation, because it is not just wrestling it has to compete with as well. We also have to compete with other events at the same time. Obviously, PAX being a big one.
Final?
Last week in November, is that right? I think.
No, it used to be the first week of September. I think it's like
I don't know.
Somewhere in late September.
Stupid dumb
I get a public holiday out of it, and that's all I care about.
Yeah, you guys are the only ones that do.
Yeah, I get that, and then Melbourne Cup a couple of weeks
I
later.
made the mistake of flying into Melbourne for work on AFL finals weekend.
Yeah, okay, problem.
Yeah,
the problem. But yeah, so yeah, I get what you're saying with it. I agree. I just, coming from a wrestling point of view, where and now you're starting to feel it a little bit yourself, Betson, is that when, especially in Melbourne's the big one for it, is when there's a show on. And look, there are a lot of I almost didn't censor that one, but there are a lot of like they're nice guys in wrestling terms. You know, it's a nice guy show. When you reach that level, and they happen at the same time, and then your fans from one show go to the other show instead of your show because it's closer or whatever reason it is, of course it affects it. And when you've got 47 promotions in one state, which is not, it's probably a slight over-exaggeration.
It's slightly less.
It's not far off that. You're going to run into that problem there. So whilst I don't think AEW and WWE are going to compete directly with each other.
We see that right now. If MCW or Renegades have a show, no one goes to the other ones.
Yeah, and that's just the facts of it. So as much as I would hope that they would never really bring that war in that way to Australia, that's where I think it would be detrimental.
Well, because I know we've discussed this in the past, because in the chat mentions the WWE ID program and naming JXT, which is actually a great fucking pick. But yeah, I can remember back in the day we were discussing like, what if they made NXT Australia? Like they would have to take over one of these promotions or one of these areas, whether it be Melbourne or Sydney, and like who would they incorporate? And we always speculated. Like I think that would be a bigger detriment. But I think they've kind of stepped away from that model, and the WWE ID
I think
program
the ID program is a way better program for.
Yeah. It doesn't gut
our region. Like I mean, if they were to partner with Riot City and MCW, which are the two that make sense to me in Australia.
Yeah.
And EPW, I think those are the three that have academies.
Yeah.
Most of them have academies.
Only. Yeah.
There's like probably the bigger ones that would have the academies, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with
the
that.
ID program, I think, makes sense.
Yeah.
And look, two of those three I mentioned are basically WWE feeders at a stage anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because if you think of some of the people that have come out of it, whether it be like Rhea Ripley and Bronson Reed out of RCW, the likes of Buddy Matthews, etc., or the Iconics as well, both out of I think they're both technically out of Sydney, but they did a lot of work at MCW as well. Correct. They know where they're looking. Was it sorry?
I said, and with EPW as well.
I can't speak to EPW, so
no, it's okay. I can, and I will at length.
Please do.
That's fine. But yeah, no, I think that's absolutely it. Obviously, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to the WWE ID program as of this week.
Oh yeah.
Because there's an uncomfortable conversation that we really should talk about. So very much so, not from the sake of you're going to see anything here, but there's a little bit of the old viewer discretion is advised coming up.
Yeah,
we're going to be talking about some pretty rough stuff, I would say, in the next a few minutes. And I know, having been the only one left who's surviving, except for I think Betson, you are as well, surviving over on X just to see the world burn. I can tell you,
I've made the algorithm so me that all the shit doesn't touch me. It's the best.
yeah, and that's the way to be with it. But I can tell you, this thing is incredibly only on Twitter divisive. Because if you have a brain inside your fucking head at all, there's no conversation here. We are of course talking about the incident that occurred at Knox Pro, the WWE ID Fed that is owned by Rikishi and family.
Yeah, and Gangrel.
And Gangrel, where a wrestler by the name of Psycho Stu got into an altercation with Raja Jackson, smashed a empty beer can over his head because he thought he was a worker. As far as I understand the situation, he thought he was a worker and was just trying to set up an angle for later in the night. And then they got into it because he was like, you just hit me in the head. there was apologies. Everyone kind of settled down until his chat, because Raja was streaming live on Kick. I should have censored that one as well for the swear word that is. And then the chat egged him on, but was like, you got to get your licks back, man. You know, he treated you like garbage. You got to get in there and smash him. So he did, in the sense that he slid in the ring, knocked him dead set unconscious with the spine buster.
Slam. Yeah.
Dead set unconscious.
Wasn't it, good, like, it wasn't a spine bust. That was just slamming a dude
I'm
into
just
the
using
fucking
the vernacular that I can, because that's the only thing that makes sense in my wrestler brain.
Yeah.
Like, took him down. He's out. I swear, he's legitimately out at that point. But then 22, between 17 and 22 unanswered shots to the fucking head.
Yeah,
man, there's honestly, I've seen a lot of stuff in wrestling, a lot of disgusting stuff. We've all seen things like the mass transit incident. We've all seen New Jack wrestle. You know, we've seen it all when it comes to, you know, like you look back at like Grimes getting like actually beat the shit out of by New Jack on a regular occurrence at ECW.
iGripped in the chat says, according to rumor, quote, Raja was concussed.
Yes,
as was the person he fucking punched.
Yeah, so there was a report that a couple of days earlier he'd been kicked in the head while sparring.
Yeah. Apparently that is confirmed. It's not so much rumor, it is confirmed that he did have a concussion. But I don't think that's any excuse. Like,
no, you shouldn't have been anywhere near it anyway.
I know that concussions can impair you. I've had 2 major concussions in my life. At no stage have I gone... At no stage have I made a decision that bad.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so
this seems like too many.
Yeah, I have to say,
I've had like one. I think, one real fucked up one.
I was forced to stop boxing after my second concussion, and you've gone 2.
Just add 5 to it.
Rookie numbers, mate.
But yeah, like, and that's the thing is there is zero justification, zero excuse in the world for it. There is nothing that gives you the right as a human being to slide in the ring because your chat says so and calls you a bitch, which guess what? You're a bitch now, especially gets in the ring and knocks this guy completely out. Almost, I would say, harboring on attempted murder considering his history as a fighter. 22 times unanswered. I've seen people brain dead from 2, an unconscious person.
I've had to stop myself all weekend from making it an argument against kick.
Yeah. Because you want to do that, but this is not the time to make it an argument against kick.
It's not the time.
Well, because like I'm not seeing it as the streaming thing. I'm seeing it as a dude. Because now that I saw the clips today,
only argument I would say against kick on this one is they are a platform that harbour and allow and encourage toxicity.
Correct.
On their platform. And those are the sort of people that would have been in his chat being like, yeah, go get him.
Yeah, and that's garbage, honestly. Like, there's, again, still no excuse in the world. Nothing it's called Our Lady Peace. To quote them, there's nothing you can say, nothing you can do at all when it comes to this. Because this dude, he's in hospital. He is apparently stable now. This psycho Stu. Yeah, all of our wishes go out, well. By the way.
He's not doing well,
and he's missing stable. He's missing something like 8 teeth.
Yes, but lucky to be alive. We had this conversation in our little Aussie wrestling absolute champions chat that we have. We had a conversation in this. I'm like, when this stuff came out, I'm like, I'm bet money as a person who has been in professional fighting before and a person who has been a wrestler, all that kind of stuff, he's not going to live. It is an act of God that the dude is alive. Yeah. Like legitimately. Because you can't get punched like that.
I don't think he comes out of this
the same.
Being a pro wrestler anymore.
No, because you also did boxing, right? So, you know what it's like to even just get hit, let alone to have no ability to stop your neck, to stop your brain rattling inside your head because you're unconscious. Like it's not even just a matter of he hit him lots. When we're awake as a fighter, when you're awake, there are certain muscles in your body, certain receptors that brace. That's why you can't knock yourself out if you try to. You can't hit yourself hard enough because your body will always pull back at the last second. Your neck will always adjust at the last second. Your head will always stabilize. If you're unconscious, none of that shit happens.
Yeah.
At all. And you watch it, his head doesn't move a lot. He's a big dude. But when it does, it's free flowing. Like when it moves, there's nothing stopping it from happening. And you imagine that's the outside of his head. Imagine what's happening in his skull. Imagine the impact that's having. Yeah, sure, a lot of them were chins, absolutely. But you can't get punched at that velocity and not have it affect your entire head. Like... And there's no justification. There was conversation about the promoter being like, "Oh, go get your licks, go get in, give a hit, go on, do the thing, get your revenge." Sure. If you feel bad about the situation, go in, throw a stiff work punch, throw a stiff elbow, hit a move or whatever. As long as everyone's across it and it's okay and understood, go do that. That's an assassination.
You could see in that footage the ref is panicking too. Like he is trying to stop him, but that ref was never going to stop someone that big.
I can't even talk about the goddamn. Oh man, did you see the other footage too? The other footage of them
one of him on the
pinning
phone, yeah?
No.
The pin, yeah.
The pin.
Like they
I can't defend the company.
Over.
I can't defend the company. I've been at a show where a guy had a seizure in the middle of the main event. The match was stopped. The show was stopped. Everyone get the fuck out of the building.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you can't sit there and pin a corpse.
I think there's two shocking pro wrestling things that I've seen in the past, and this tops both of them. One of them being the ECW New Jack one, the other one being the Rey Mysterio match. Like I think everyone knows the one that I'm talking about, the one where someone didn't tap out, and this one now tops up both of those.
Oh, and look, like there's nothing that you can say that makes this okay. And like, I saw RVD in defense of it. I saw him online. He's gotten, he's not good right now. His social score, if he was in China, would be 0. Like a lot of the goodwill is gone when it comes to him. There have been a few others who have come out and said it as well. I'm not American. I can't speak to American politics or American culture, but there's been a lot of conversations around it being a race issue, which it's just a dude who's unconscious and getting punched in their head.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is.
Yeah. In saying that, I think Knox cocked up big time by allowing it to happen, encouraging it to happen.
1,000,000%.
They should never have put a non-worker in the position to do that. Unprepared, untrained, no practice. Like they didn't run through it beforehand. I know breaking kayfabe here, but that's all these things that should have happened beforehand at a bare minimum, right? So yeah, Rikishi and the boys cocked up big time. This is a mistake. This is on them as much as it is on Rajat.
And look, I'm going to take a second to veer away only slightly because I want to speak about something that I've seen get a lot of heat in this whole situation. And that is everyone's most favorite person to hate right now, Jimmy Donaldson, a.k.a. Mr. Beast, has come out and he said, hey, I don't know, this is the fucked. I don't know what's going on with this, but if there's anything I can do, if his kid's a fan of what I do, I don't care. I just want to help.
Yeah.
And look, we know with the blind stuff, and he's been very exploitive in the past. But I, for one, this is a thank you to even suggest that from Mr. Beast, because this dude, these medical bills, they're not going away. Like
in America.
Oh yeah, and like Raj is not going to pay for them. I don't think the promotion will pay for them. They fucking should, but they won't.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is like I think they said that Rampage is worth about $4 million right now. That's nothing compared to what he'll get from a lawsuit if that's what he decides to do. And that's not his responsibility. It's his son's responsibility.
Correct.
So what does that mean? Does that mean a hard time? That still doesn't fix his face.
Yeah. No. And like the things that you mentioned, Phid, I completely agree with it as well as yourself, Shippy. Like, if this was meant to be a work spot, the communication was fucked.
Yeah.
I have, I'm sure we can speak to it as well. We've been to shows where there's someone that's come in as a guest spot, and they may not be a contact fighter, but they may be someone. Even in it's set up in such a way that the bump's not big, like there's no way it can really go wrong, except using what Shippy mentioned earlier, he picks him up and essentially spine busters him, but he doesn't. He just sends him down. Like, you can see there's no technique, there was no plan, there was nothing in it, because the way he picks him up and drops him gives him no time to actively support his neck. He just has to eat it. And then everyone likes to shit talk wrestling for being fake. Yeah, this guy comes in and gives 22 blows to the face.
Yeah. In
a real sport, that is too much.
Yeah. Like, you've seen
in a UFC ring, that would have been stopped.
We've seen the footage. There's literally footage out there at the moment, like father, like son, it says on it, which is disgusting in itself, of Rampage Jackson winning a fight. The guy gets dropped with the power bomb variant, from the leg, from the clutch, and the guy's out. He throws one hammer fist, two hammer fists. Before the third one connects, the referee's got him.
Yeah.
But that ref is also very aware that someone's about to get their face punched in for legit.
Reffing in UFC or MMA is a completely different game than WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Because most of the time wrestling referees are just fucking Joe Blow who's at the show and he's have his shirt, put it on.
Yeah, correct.
Actually, yeah, very true. It's pretty much most times,
UFC is a completely different game, same as boxing. You are trained to look out for and protect. It's your job essentially to protect one, a fighter from going too far, two, another fighter from getting injured more than.
But even like with a close proximity, right? The only thing would be deathmatch wrestling, right? Like there are select referees that are used for that exact reason. Like, you don't just that's not a place where you throw a shirt at someone. And like there's pretty reasonably fucked up shit that happens in those shows. But things like even both people that are in the ring go, well, I'm not going to actually try to kill you, just so you know.
Just so you know, and that's the thing. The whole situation. The reason that it's so bad is because it was just out of nowhere, nowhere, and then all of a sudden, this guy now he's got to sit here and he's like, "What's his life from here? What does it even mean to have a life?" You know what I mean? And when they showed the footage, because of course he's chosen to further incriminate himself by streaming his escape from the event. And then, the cameraman's like, oh, the dude's flatline, he's choking on his own blood. And the response was, my bad. Like that was the response. Like, this shows an absolute absence of conscience.
I understand fighters are built differently and they have to have that sort of brain, because if you had a brain of empathy, you wouldn't be a fighter. But like, you don't do that when you're not fucking fighting.
Do you know what I think? The thing that upsets me the most out of this is pro wrestling is a form of entertainment that we all love. It's something that is a big part of all of our lives. We love it. And indie wrestling is already something, or pro wrestling in general, is something that already gets negative stigma from a lot of people. And it's incidents like this that gives those people fuel to be like, well, this needs to be done. We shouldn't be allowing this to our kids to watch this and blah, 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 all that, right? It gives them fuel.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that upsets me about this. Apart from the fact that someone potentially could have lost their life over it.
If he died, and this is just the reality of the story, is if he died, we would have saw so much more regulation, so much quicker. We probably still will. Like, I have the feeling that this is going to change the landscape of indie wrestling probably forever.
Yeah. Or at least there'll be no celebrity spots in the indies for a while.
Well, I feel like it's going to ask the questions we're asking right now. So questions around why are the referees not trained? Why was no one in that ring for like 20 seconds after this started happening? Where was the real actual security? We always have them at shows. If you're a show with any merit, there's security.
Yeah.
Why was there not security?
And if it's a work, there's people at the back ready to run in.
Yeah.
And look, if it's a shoot, which this was a shoot, if you're a security guard, you're watching everying. If I saw someone cop that punch, I'm in.
My belief, from what I heard, is it was a shoot to a certain degree. Is he was told he was going to be able to get his shit in as what is it? Basically, get a receipt for what happened backstage. As Trader and Chat on TikTok just pointed out, he was invited to be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That part of it should never have happened. Like he should.
But at the same time, like if, as Shippy said, if security is there, like I've been that guy where I'm like, these are the spots where this is what's going to happen. Don't react.
Yeah.
So they know, like, if someone jumps a barrier or what if shit goes down, they know not to get involved.
Yeah.
And because that's the thing, the reality of the situation is that the people who are there, the actual, legitimate, actual security, that's where they are needed, right? Because it's not just protecting everyone else.
There's also an argument to be made as well that refs should possibly be emergency EMT trained.
Oh, yeah. Look, that's another thing, too. I don't know about you guys over there. But we have it here in Perth where EPW, they have EMTs on site.
Yeah.
Regardless of the show, there's always EMTs there waiting. So that's the thing. Just from a logistical standpoint, there is no justification. We've gone across the board here. I actually really didn't want to speak about this because I don't want us to look like we're grandstanding here and we're trying to make like something of this ourselves. I don't want, and this is a word to the editors, I don't want to be put into a short about this. I have no care about this. I don't want to be in the lower third, to be the guy who says Rajah Jackson did nothing wrong. For me, Phid, what I'm saying is that I don't want anything from this at all. I'm mentioning it because it has to be talked about. But I have no desire for Downunder the Ring to put our opinion out there outside of this podcast.
If I was going to put my opinion on it, this is what my opinion is. Everybody at every point in this entire thing was in the wrong. There is no one person to blame. Everybody was wrong in this.
Yeah, like I'm in that same boat, right? Like I understand the difficulties of running a promotion, but if you've got individuals like, was it Rikishi and was it Gangrel, did you say?
Yeah.
Well, you've got these are individuals that understand it, right? They've seen it at the highest level. Yeah. You're telling me that they haven't thought of all these different logistic things that are required at an indie show. Yeah. Like, granted, like some of the shows that I work, one of them is out of a fucking shed at a market, right? Like, so they're not going to have all the nth degree things. They're not going. They may not have access to like high security or this, that, the other. But or they won't even consider the idea of someone coming in and doing a spot like that, because even them in that small avenue, in that small venue, that small space, goes, well, we're not going to do a spot like that, or allow that to happen. But like not everyone can logistically make all the possible parts of a chain successful. Yeah. But they also then don't put themselves in a position where those chains can be broken.
Yeah, and that's
short answer is that company should have known better. Everyone that run, even if fucking Rikishi and Gangrel own it in name only, you should fucking know what's going on. So like, granted, Downunder the Ring, as you mentioned, this is not going up as a separate thing, and we're sitting here talking about it, but it's we're coming at it like professionals. We're looking at it from all possible angles. Is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Is it that? And it's not simply fuck that guy. That is a very big part of our sentiment, of course, because fuck that guy. But there are other things in place that could have got in the way to assist. Look, so Sparkly Roadkill, which is a good friend of mine, Dell, totally a sidebar, but I feel like the fact that both bookers and wrestlers themselves often treat reffing more as, quote, you're not ready to wrestle, so I throw you a bone and let you do this for now, end quote. That's true. That is pretty much how it's looked at mostly. And less as a, quote, you now have the massive responsibility of ensuring the people in the ring aren't being grievously injured, etc. End quote, is a huge flaw with wrestling culture worldwide. We tend to have so little respect for refs when their jobs are so massively important, and it winds up putting people at risk.
Yeah. And look, it's 100% true. Speaking as a wrestler coming from the world directly, I've been in the situation. I was never, because I was 6'2", 6'3", they never were like, hey, Shippy, wear this referee shirt and go referee a match. Like, I didn't lose for the first year because I was so much bigger than everyone else. So for me, it's not exactly the same entry level, but I've got a bunch of people that I know who came up and they spent way too long because they were good at being referees. They started off as just, hey, you're a rookie, whack this on, go out there. You know how to count, right? Wait, one. What's after that?
Excuse me.
Okay, you're good. You know the other two. Sweet. That was all the training they needed for it. But we're in a spot now, and I think this helps to illuminate it. We're in a spot right now where we need to consider the fact, and this is what I was talking about when I'm talking about changes to wrestling, and I know independent all the way through to a pro level. I know that they do a lot more there, but on an independent level specifically, we need to look at changes in this. So we need to have those referees who know what they're doing, who aren't just rookies, people who go in there specifically to become referees. There has to be the facility for that.
Well, that's because to expand on that point, I think it's one of the biggest problems within indie wrestling at large, right? Is that everyone that enters the scene wants to become a wrestler, and that's fantastic. But there's all the interstitial roles, whether it be your announcer, your commentator, your referee, your manager.
There's no announcer or commentator jobs in Melbourne, by the way.
No,
they've all been taken by you.
That's the point. There's a reason I'm at 7 of them, right? It's because no one else has the background or the training or whatever to be a commentator, because the schools, as far as I'm aware, prioritize wrestling, which is great, which is fantastic. But if they're going to have referees in that space, why is there no full blown ref training? Because I don't ever want to be a wrestler. I'd learn to be a ref. But you know what I mean? But then again, my ambitions in the space are different. But I think when everyone's going in there, they look at it in a different way as well. But the opportunity to do so, to have those, I know every promotion has their referee that they love and they adore and that they are their safest go-to. But there does need to be a pathway, as you mentioned. I know that's a very side topic, but
there's a very good reason though why your WWEs and your AEWs have, their mainstay referees who have been in the industry for a long time. It's because they are the guys who are the best in the business. They know what they're doing. They know how to handle the guys in the ring. They know how to communicate to the guys at ringside. They know what to look for. There's a reason why, right? And these are the guys who are probably should have training schools or be at training schools and go, okay, let's teach people how to ref properly.
Yeah.
And look, the reality is you did touch on it in a right way, but the people who go to be wrestlers, they don't go for anything else. They go for one thing, and that is not to be a wrestler, but that's to be the wrestler.
Correct.
That's to be the guy. They don't go there to be the mid-carder. That's why a lot of them quit. They don't go there to be the guy who has to sweep or pack the ring up or do any of that stuff. And there's such a bad culture around rookies who are all like, I'm not doing the fucking ring, you do the fucking ring. There is so much of a bad culture around that because everyone wants to be the guy. Everyone wants to be the champion, and that's it. So you put people with that ego, bloody fake tan to the gills, gear, big muscles, the whole deal. You put them in a situation where you're like, hey, bro, put a referee shirt on for a bit, and they either hate it completely, or they do it for a very short amount of time. And that's the reality of it, because the best referees are the ones who don't want to do anything else. The best referees are the wallflowers. They're typically like a person who's like, oh, I don't really want to be a wrestler. I love to be a manager. And in wrestling, we say, hey, piss off. We don't want just that, because that's what the perspective has always been. It's always been a really toxic attitude around people who just want to be a manager, just want to be a ref, just want to be one of these ancillary things. It's taken a long time to get out of that. We're out of it now in a lot of places.
That's exactly the attitude I received when I started voicing interest in being involved, being involved, but not being a wrestler. I don't want to be a wrestler.
Yeah,
but I'm getting 12.
What's worked to my advantage? That attitude's worked to my advantage, Phid. So you're on the path.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, I've had the attitude of, well, you should probably come and do training anyway. And I'm like, well, I'll come and do training to learn how to do that job better, but I don't want to be a wrestler. Like, I don't need to come and run the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is that you can't, like, you know, it's the culture, thankfully, again, as I said, in some places, I know over here at least, is changing to the point where you don't have to make everyone run the ropes and throw up and all of that stuff to get in and do this thing, because we're always looking for more people to do the thing, right? And we should actually be like respectful of that. We should actually be nurturing that rather than gatekeeping this fake sport that we do where people don't really hit each other until they do. Like, we really shouldn't be gatekeeping that. We really should just be grateful for having the people there when we have the people there. Yeah. And that's a big problem with it. But if anything comes out of this horrible thing, I do hope that maybe we look at that side of things too.
It'd be interesting, Betson, you as somebody who does work behind the scenes for a few indie orgs, I'd love for you to report back when the time comes to sort of let us know if that changes, their attitude.
In which way? So around the Raja stuff, or the more change into the roles?
I think if anything comes out of because of the Raja situation, that people end up being.
See, I to be honest, I don't think it will. Mostly because I think a lot of people will see it as, well, why'd they get a non-worker involved in a spot? And I think that will be the consensus of anyone in most of the space, because every other step is immediately negated if you didn't bring him in.
Yeah.
Because everything, like, if you bring in, like, one example, if you were to bring someone in that's like, maybe not to the level of like a jelly roll, but you know what I mean? Like, there's someone that's come in and like, oh, we'll give it a burl. Like, they are briefed, they are part of the meetings, they're part of the bit, like, every step along the way is accounted for. Now, granted, as my good friend Dell in the chat did mention about sometimes when like little freak accidents happen. Like, I've been there. I was there when Vikingo fell on his fucking head at the GCW show. You know, and I had to help with that. I then had to do the same thing at DMDU's War Games, where the ref went to catch someone and snapped his wrist. Like, his wrist went all the way back. It was fucked up. I had to take him to the hospital. But, you know, we're in the middle of like running fucking sound. You know, like, these things happen, and not everyone can respond to those things, even with training. They are hard things to experience. So yeah, it is something that you have to be prepared for. Now, we saw it in that clip. There was one person that ran in and tackled the fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even the referee was like, just fucking, whoa. In that moment, we never know how we're going to respond. You could be the most trained, most prepared person in the world, but when shit happens, no one can plan what happens.
I think we've all seen when it can go wrong when a fan jumps the guardrail, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a from experience laugh from Shippy.
But that's a prime example of shit can go wrong.
Yeah.
Usually for the person that jumped the guardrail, but
yes, there is a well-established rule around that. But yeah, like the reality of it, all of it is that it should never have got to where it got to. Like, we shouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah,
and that is another reason.
It's funny how we were going to quickly touch on this, but I think we've been talking about it for a good 40 minutes.
Well, look, it's the way we do this show now. It's not about just what's on the tally; it's about the industry at large, and this is the biggest topic, of the week. And we have been chatting for quite a while, so we might want to close this one out now. Before we jump into our maybe we're going to do quick predictions for Clash of the Paras because it's this weekend. But Phid, you want to talk about AAA?
I do, and I only want to talk about this very quickly because so AAA, I don't know if you boys caught it, but it was my first Triple Mania, and I know it's the first WWE Triple Mania, so it was probably different than most Triple Manias. My God, this was a fun show. It felt like a lot more fun than what WWE is doing at the moment. So it was genuinely just a fun show, super athletic, super well produced. And I genuinely hope that WWE continue to broadcast AAA stuff on their YouTube channel, because I will continue to watch it as long as it's as fun as that show was. And I also
would you pay for it though?
I don't think I would.
See, that's the catch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
At the moment, I probably wouldn't pay for it. I'd need to get more. But if I had enough time to get invested in those characters and all that sort of thing, I would. I think the English commentary did a great job. Like, huge shout out to Conan for this, because Conan is so good on commentary because he's instrumental in that promotion, right? He's pretty much been there since day dot. So he's able to fill in a lot of the gaps of what's going on for us new viewers. And I genuinely think that, like, give me enough time to get invested in characters and storylines and stuff like that. The way they're using WWE superstars is really good. It's like it's just enough to bring attention, but not too much to cannibalize the show. I do think they booked the wrong ending for the main event. I think Dom should have won that.
But having the bleed winter WWE stuff with AJ was still kind of fun.
Yeah.
Look, he flew across Australia to fuck up LA Knight, right? Like,
well, AJ has now got a reputation as being a guy who will fly to countries to fuck up his rivals.
Yeah. They don't want none. And that's the thing. It's awesome too. I think you're right with the Mysterio ending, because the pop would have been astronomical. I'm sure it's coming, but in the moment, I wouldn't have been upset.
Oh, absolutely. That's basically all I wanted to say about that. It was just a super fun show, and it's cool just having something a bit more unique for, I think, us English speakers to sort of, well, English speaking audiences to see, because it is different from everything else. It's so different.
How many days is it now without getting ourselves a Grande Americano Megazord? Because it's got to be at least.
Oh man, I still want
2
that
weeks,
Rumble.
right?
That Rumble fucking idea rules. Just 20 people.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Grande Americano, which is an arguably racist gimmick.
Oh, super duper.
But it's only racist if the people that can be that he's making fun of.
Clearly not.
They're stoked about it. It seems
he's more over than their grand champion.
Yeah.
But they're
just waiting. They've brought back old mate. These ones, we're just waiting now. We're moments away from Alberto Del Rio's return. We've got Lesnar, so that's all we need from here to really just everything up.
But what if part of the agreement, right? Brock Lesnar's return is that we're going to do an El Grande Americano Rumble in about 3 months' time. You're going to have to strap on the gear. So just Brock Lesnar, El Grande, and everyone gets the gear on at some point.
Oh man, I've thought of it.
El Bork Americano?
No, I've thought of the perfect thing.
Oh no, this could happen. Is one of Shippy's bookings that could possibly happen?
No, I don't think it will, but I've figured out why they're doing it. I've cracked the code.
Load it up. Let's go.
I've cracked the code.
Editor, short this because it's probably going to be good.
All of the El Grande Americano stuff, it's been for a purpose. It's been for a reason. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Okay, so we obviously know we've got like Pete Dunne, we've got Ludwig Kaiser, we've got allegedly all these people, and allegedly Chad Gable. I think I know what's happening. I think we're going to have a situation.
Chad's away. He's injured.
You're correct. I'm sorry. I misspoke. We're going to have a situation, though, where we're going to have Cena in a match, right? And Cena's going to have this match. And, man, I don't know who it's going to be against yet. Maybe it'll be against a returning Chad Gable, right? Maybe that's going to be one of the last dates, right? Because that'd be awesome. If the timeline fits, that'd be awesome.
Wasting a Cena date on Chad Gable. It'd be a great wrestling match, but like...
I think El Grande Americano will hit the ring in that match after the FU, and I think he's going to hit him with an angle slam. And I think we're going to go full circle, and El Grande Americano is actually going to have been Kurt Angle the entire time, just as a way for Kurt Angle to say goodbye to John Cena.
Book it.
Oh, and he says ruthless aggression. He stares in his face and says ruthless aggression in Spanish.
I thought you were going to go somewhere where it was going to be Juan Cena versus...
Yeah, I thought Juan Cena too.
It crossed my mind. But that would be the coolest thing ever.
What if in this scenario, right, that happens, Cena rolls out, goes under the ring, and out comes Juan Cena? Would that be okay?
That would also be so good. I'm up for that too.
Like John Cena looks like he's keen for some dumb shit.
Yeah. And look, if we're going down the road, because now he's turned his back, we're like, that never happened to sweep it under the rug. You know, We're gonna have a little bit of fun stuff. This is that Stone Cold singing "Kumbaya." We need that. Yeah. We need that moment. We need that. And how good? Because I saw an interview the other day with CVV, I think, and it was an old one that's been rehashed again. And it was talking about Angle and his last match and how it was against Baron Corbin and how he really wanted to have a match with Cena, but Vince said you can have Cena next year. And then he was like, "Well, no, I want to be done by then, Vince." But can you imagine how much it would mean to him? Yeah. In this last go around, the guy who stood across from him in his main debut, the guy who was there at the very beginning to be the guy to close it with him, not to be the last thing, but just to close that moment out, hit the angle slam, pull the straps down, go like that, and then have Chad Gable, his
that
real
makes me
son,
so genuinely happy.
Roll him up.
Way.
His real life son, Chad Gable, roll up Cena for the 1, 2, 3. Father and son finally embrace because, that's the way it should have been all along.
I don't have any problems with this. I want the next 10 dates to be fun.
I just love Kurt Angle. So for whatever reason, I like him.
I love that you. I love that you, as a fan of only 5 or 6 years, can appreciate Kurt.
Well, for me, it's just him as who he is. I like, and then Peak Angle is a blast as well.
I'm so glad we use Peak Angle as the words now.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. I love that collectively we all agreed. They're like, no, we respect you, dude, and then we'll happily call you Peak Angle. That's fine.
Yeah, all we had to do was ask.
Genuinely, like on the set behind me, which you guys can't see in full, I have a little double WWE spot, right? Like the things that I have in there is like I've got a Demon Balor section over here because I like the style, but then over here
going back to AAA, Demon Puppet was a fucking high spot for me.
Demon Puppet was pop, wasn't it? That was good shit. But like I've got literally when I got the collector's edition for 2K20, which was sad because I bought it. But the thing, what you got in it was like a signed picture, and it was either Edge, Ray, or Kurt.
You got Kurt.
And I got Kurt. I was so fucking happy.
So
it's on my shelf with my Kurt action figure of him in the Olympic one doing the. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gutted somewhere, and I don't know where it is. Somewhere back in New Zealand. I'll try and find it when I'm back there. I've got a signed photo of AJ Styles from his Impact run.
Oh wow!
When I got to meet him at a media event in Auckland, and I got it.
Because on top of that, like if we go back to my old podcast, The Young and the Wrestlers, like the way we would rate things was by a Kurt. Your thumbs up was a Kurt Angle because he looks like a fucking thumb. I have a lot of love for that man.
Poor Kurt. He sent me a message after I broke my neck with big thanks to the streaming community at the time. They got me a cameo deal with him.
Oh, that's cool.
It was very nice. Like, hey, Warship, I heard you got a broken neck like me. It was very cool.
Broken freaking neck.
Yeah. It was a very cool moment. I've got it somewhere on my YouTube. I don't know if it's actually on my YouTube channel. I might upload it. For those who follow that, keep your eyes peeled.
Send me a link. I'll edit it into the final of this.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds good to me. But also, I'll still put it out as a thing because that'll be nice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm in for that. I'm so totally in for that. And just because I feel like there's so many things in wrestling that we never got like a full stop on. We there are so many moments. Like, for example, even though we have all got our opinions around Hulk, his last thing was
he didn't get a full stop.
That was his full stop. Me, I broke my neck. I never got a full stop. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day,
I think that's why we're all thankful that Stinger got his AEW run.
Exactly right. So like where you can get those, please get them. And look, Kurt, he's not looking terrible at the moment. He's in pretty good shape. He stays in really good shape. I can see him doing that. I can see him hitting the ring in full El Grande Americano and hitting an angle slam just one time on that one guy. Maybe he slides in and they do like the full like this. And he's like, what do you do? What do you got, El Grande Americano? What are you even doing here? What do you have? And he's like, ruthless aggression. And then Cena goes for a punch. He ducks under and he's like, Yeah, in Spanish, obviously. Hits the angle slam, takes the thing, woo, etc. And then, yeah, like I said, then Chad Gable can like do the slow crawl over.
Aggression despiadada.
Did you just quickly Google that?
Yeah, aggression despiadada.
Amazing.
That would be so good. And I like for me,
aggression.
we close so many books.
Yeah.
Because we get that moment with Chad Gable. Because Jason Jordan should never have been. It was like, ha, 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 that's funny because he's black. That's entirely why that happened.
Yeah.
Because Vince was like, everyone thinks it's going to be Chad Gable. Let's make it Jason Jordan. Like that's, we all know that's the truth. So let's retcon that. Let's get it right. Let's give Kurt Angle the send off he deserves, and let's give Cena that moment with the guy who pretty much said, "Hey man, I know you're coming in. I have no problem with you looking awesome in this."
Yeah, I'll put you over.
How would you like to look awesome?
Yeah. It's just that's a moment that would be so good, like so good. So like honestly.
I know I said, like, but there's other things I want to talk about. I want to fucking end on this. I just want to
I'm cool with that.
All this Kurt Angle shit. I love it.
You know, I'm a genius, actually, I think. I might be. There's something wrong with my brain.
As long as we can get one solid wrestle prediction out of you, or like one moment of aha from each episode, I think we're onto something.
Yeah. I'm pretty okay with it, honestly. Man, I'm in for that. Also, just really briefly, the Tribal Thief shirt, kind of want to cop.
Same.
Oh, the Tribal Thief is such a good fucking idea.
I kind of want to cop.
I also, literally the only thing I saw from Raw today, I know, bad wrestling podcast, or I haven't even watched an entire episode of Raw this week.
Yeah, we had some of us have day jobs.
Both of us have definitely watched it.
But did you see the interaction between Roman and Bronson? Like
I did.
Wait, you're Samoan? You belong to me.
One set of shoes here, one set of shoes here, and just the word thief, like right in the middle of it. It's so good.
And it's so painfully disrespectful, as we discussed like last time.
I'm good with that, actually. And you know what? I think I'm good with this too. I think I'm good with this episode. I think it was done good. What
was the hustle that you wanted? Because at the beginning of the show, we mentioned what we're all up to.
I just wanted to talk about myself.
Let's go.
Because I don't get to do that very much because I'm always like, hello, and yes, let's talk about everyone. I've been doing well. I've been training really hard still, as you guys know, with training, with the fitness and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I hit a pretty big bench. 140 is a decent bench, and it was strong too. It was like controlled.
Dude, when I was a fat dude, 140.
Is that what you got up to?
Yeah.
Jesus.
142 kilos.
So that's a U, and that back then, so that was really, really good. I've just been hitting my stride. I'm getting there in everything. Everything we're doing has been really, really good. Not as sponsored to the podcast, but the guys at Poseidon Performance sent me some gear to wear, and honestly, it's just been excuses for me to take as many pictures of myself as I can. So apologies to anyone who is on my Instagram or even just my socials in general.
Do you have a code for them yet?
No, not at this point, although keep your eyes peeled, maybe something soon. Yeah. They're very new, so they're kind of trying to figure out the best way to do the thing.
This is a genuine question, as somebody that's looking for this product, do they have a protein water?
So these guys are a clothing one.
Okay.
These ones are just a clothing one.
Just clothing. Well, look, if you've got suggestions for a protein water, let me know.
This is heavyweight gear. I can't wear normal shirts. I hate them. I want shirts that feel heavy. I want a shirt that feels like a chainmail on my body. So I have to go with that. I hate a light shirt, man. A light shirt, as a guy who's been overweight, and you should appreciate this too, Betson. A light shirt for a fat guy means it gets stuck under all the bits that it shouldn't get stuck under, and then it ends up that you have almost tummy hanging out the bottom. That's not for. I can't do that.
I need the my to this day, one of my biggest anxieties is the idea of possible underbelly.
Oh yeah.
I will buy longer shirts on purpose.
That's what
I actually really like a longer shirt. If I could wear a skirt, like a shirt that's a skirt, at the same time and get away with it in public, I would.
There's a reason why I used to always buy the long tees for merch for brands that I used to work with, is because I personally preferred a long shirt
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm happy with it if it sits like, just around the grundle. If it's on the grundle zone, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the perfect zone. Oh, you don't need to see my belt. I'm probably not wearing one. You know what I mean? So, like for me, at the end of the day, like I don't know, it's just been really good, really like affirming to get myself in the spot now where I'm actually dropping weight like a crazy person. We've done the full recomp. It was hell for the first like 2 weeks, as we spoke about last week. A day. I did that for 2 weeks. It was garbage, and now I'm back to a normal amount.
How's it all going with your heart as well?
Good. So, after having the heart attack, like the doctors pretty much said, go as hard as you can. So I have been. I pushed 400 on the leg press today.
Part of me is like, you had a heart attack?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so the doctor said what I need to do is drink at least 5 Vs a day, 3 to 4 coffees, and work out as hard as possible.
Look, I can have two energy drinks a day if I really want to, and still be under my caffeine limit. It's okay. Also, ghosts, please give me free things all the time. I love you so much. Your sour apple flavor to die for. I'm not gonna shill every time, but that time, I have to do it.
That's a free shill. Everyone gets a free shill.
Everyone gets one at least. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to like my heart, we're in a really good spot. Like I'm pushing as heavy as I've ever pushed almost. My heart rate's constantly getting up when I'm training. Like it's sitting at in a good active zone for it. It's not too high. I'm not having chest pains.
Look,
so.
Just something I want to say, Shippy, is your mate who's been speaking to you almost daily for about 3 years now. Mm-hmm. I'm thankful that you are at the spot you are because you're at the happiest I have seen you in a long time as well.
Your energy is so good now.
Yeah. And I think that's all down to all part and parcel of each other.
The new metal energy that comes off you. I think that does help.
Yeah.
Honestly, if this would translate to my Twitch streams again, I miss everyone. Please come back. I would be much happier because right now that's the only, when it comes to content and stuff like that, I feel so shithouse. So I really appreciate everyone who's taking the time to be around here today. If you're listening on Spotify, if you're on the Twitch, if you're on the TikTok, no matter where you are, I super duper appreciate that. It's nice to know that we can do this and you guys actually enjoy it. It's a really easy, good way to break off the end of this here. But I want to say, is there anything you want to talk about before we do that?
I thought we were talking about our shirts. Like, granted, I'm not going to shill either, but this is Sleep Token. They're a really good heavy metal band. The shirt's kind of heavy, but they're a really fucking sick band. I tried to convince Phid to listen to them.
What do you mean you convinced? You sent me a playlist today.
I did, yeah. I was like, he's like, oh, I've never really heard of this Sleep Token. I'm like, well, he's like fucking 8 songs. So that's all. That was
and I'll just show my local tattoo studio because I've been spending a lot of money with them lately, and I'd like them to give me more free tattoos.
I would also like free tattoos. Thank you very much.
I'm like, I want a Sleep Token tattoo because we're discussing your tattoos.
I would also like free tattoos. There was a point where I had thought I'm going to get a gun, and then I was like, no, I don't want to get. And then I thought maybe I'll get a tattoo machine instead. Those two things are totally unrelated, but I did think, hey, maybe I should get one of those. But then I thought, no, I'm actually a decent drawer, and I don't know if I would be happy with the drawings I do, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could at least
permanently never be altered. I think it's pretty fucked up. Like,
I do like being able to blame someone else for my mistakes as well. So to go back later and say, how could you fucking do this to me would be lovely.
When I got my tattoo machine, you were one of the first people, Shippy, that got in touch and was like, tattoo me when you come to Perth.
Why did you not do this? Now you're leaving forever, you scum. Scum. I said it before.
I'm not leaving forever. I'm going to be back.
You hate me.
I'm literally a 2-hour flight away. I'm closer to
we
Sydney.
Can't even synchronize times to record a podcast in our own houses.
Yeah, now it's going to be the other side of the fucking time zone.
It's going to be amazing.
For you. But it's going to be good.
I'm going to say, I'm the one who's going to probably have to be up until midnight recording the podcast with you boys.
The same as always. Because what time is it now for you guys? It's like 10 o'clock. So
10:30.
10:30.
Yeah. I still got to go have a shower and all that kind of stuff. So I reckon that's a good place to leave it, personally. All right, guys. Well, viewers, you're pretty awesome. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Listeners, thank you for listening. Are you better than the watchers? Ooh, maybe you should have an argument. Maybe you should fight in the comments. Because I know which one I like the most. It's you. It is. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, listening, listening. For me, the Warship, for Phid McAwesome, and for Betson, the voice of Victorian professional wrestling. I want to say thank you so much, and we will see you next time at Down Under the Ring.